Hello everyone, my name is Lars von Tienen from WhenToTrade.com. I want to give you a short wrap-up and review of one of my presentations and live calls I did on this year's TraderWorld Online Expo. You can see I did a speech on Wednesday, February 29th. This was my slot and I gave a 1-hour presentation about the Cycles toolkit. If you are interested, you can order the DVD to see the full presentation from the TraderWorld Online Expo. I just want to go with you over one example I did in the presentation, and in addition to the Cycles within Cycles approach, I want to review here. This was a nice live call I did in the TraderWorld Expo. So what we're doing here, we are reviewing this presentation just very fast. This is a weekly chart of the euro US dollar. So we start with the long-term cycles if we go into Cycles within Cycles approach. So I will attach the dynamic cycle explorer with the standard settings to the chart, that we are able to follow the carrier wave, the dominant carrier wave, which shows up here. So this is the long-term dominant cycle with the blue dot. We are now in the beginning of August 2009 here, and the cycle suggests that we are expecting a major top in the euro US dollar chart at the end of 2009, somewhere here located, and we are currently running up with the price moving up here on this chart. So we would expect during the next 2 months that the price would increase. So let's follow this example here bar by bar to see what the cycle shows. As you see that this estimated time of arrival of the top is staying very stable here. So this is one indication that we have a valid cycle projection here. You see price is still moving up, and we are now entering into our projected top window here. And we are just watching the cycle swing indicator, which is plotted here below. So now we are exactly at the current top projection here. We have a nice divergence setting up here, which just turned down. Price just turned down for the full week, and we are exactly at the top position here. So this is a nice convergence of two cycle tools here. The actual projection, this was also the expected time of arrival here with a stable valid projection, and price now just started to move down here in this week. So this is our projected top here in the euro US dollar from the long-term projection here. So now we move on, and our next expected turning point is somewhere in summer of 2010 for a major low expected to come in. So now we move forward in time. You see the top was exactly as projected. Now price is moving down, as the blue bar suggests, on the dominant carrier wave here. The currency pair comes down now here as we are progressing towards our expected time of arrival for the market low. You again see that this dominant cycles projection here is again very stable and not floating a lot. So this is an indicator that it's a valid projection here. Price is dropping sharply into our projected window here. Now we are arriving at our expected down period here, and what you see here is we have the divergence setting up here on the cycle swing indicator. You can see this clearly on the chart here. So we have the divergence on the cycle swing, and we are now at our expected time of arrival for the major low in the market. So, and price just moved up for this week, so this is our expected low. Also a valid signal by the dominant cycle and the cycle swing here. So we arrived now and expected cycles low, and as we move forward in time, our next interesting point of interest is here, somewhere in the beginning of, or let's say where it is. It's somewhere in located in April 2011. We would expect the next major top for this currency to be expected. So we move forward in time, and you see clearly that price just pushed up from this identified bottom here. So we have projected the major top and the major low very clean and very stable, and both ahead of time just by the cycles tools. Now price is moving up. Our next interested point is here April 2011. So we see price comes up. This cycle here is again very stable, which is an indicator that we have a valid projection here. Now we start to move into the topping period where price just comes up here. Now we have to monitor carefully what is happening on the price chart as we arrived here just at our cycle's top projection here. So, and here you see the point where price just turned down. We exactly at the cycle's top projection, and again we have a nice divergence setting up on the cycle swing indicator. So just to give you the additional information, the cycle swing is the fastest momentum indicator which is available right now. So this is the projected top window here for the euro US dollar currency pair to top here on this chart. So we have our top projection now in place, and now we expect this to go down into the beginning of 2012, as you see here on the chart. So as we move on, you can see that we just called this top just precisely by the bar. Again, it was projected in advance, so we had enough time to prepare our trading on the daily charts. This is just the information on the weekly chart for the long-term cycle. So, and you can see prices now moving down into the end of 2011, where we will expect the next major low to take place. And this is the interesting point where you for sure switch to the next lower time frame, which is the daily time frame. I did this not in these three examples just to show you the power of this approach, but for sure to make your timing, you switch to the next lower time frame and check the dominant cycle on the next time frame here. So this is what I will show you next. So we are now at somewhere in November 2011, or we just can go ahead a little bit here. So let's say we have December 2011 on the long-term chart. We are approaching the low window here, and we want to fine-tune our trading now based on the next lower time frame here. So we switch to the daily chart. This is the daily chart, which shows also the euro US dollar chart here, with the dominant cycle explorer just attached to the chart here, anchored to the major low here, and the standard setting again. So this is exactly the situation we just talked about. Okay, just had a problem with the internet connection. So here we have December 2011. This is a situation where we left the long-term projection and are now interested in timing the low point. I've also marked on the chart, this is the day of the live Traders Expo which take place. This will become into our interest just a little bit later. But let's go ahead to time if we just approach the low here or not. So the daily dominant cycle, which is a complete different cycle which is projected here. This is not the long-term cycle, this is a shorter dominant cycle, but this also shows us the next expected time of arrival for the market turning point, as it would be a low in the beginning of 2012. So we have an alignment of longer and shorter cycles. This is very important for the dynamic cycles approach, that you always look for situations where you have an alignment of longer and shorter term dominant cycles. This is a classic cycles within cycles approach, just added here with the dynamic component, because for sure this is an example of showing you the dynamic component here. So okay, now we go ahead, we see the daily chart here, and we would also expect the major low to take place here somewhere in the beginning of January here. So we watch closely what price is doing as we move forward here into our window. You see the slightly adjusted dynamic cycles here, but the projection is still valid for the major low to be expected in the beginning of January. So now we can see that we are just progressing towards our expected low window here, and price is dropping into this expected time of arrival very clearly here. And what you see now is we have a nice divergence here setting up on the cycle swing indicator as we are exactly at the identified expected time of the low here. So this would be our timing on the daily chart, where we expect now. So this is the market low for the euro US dollar currency pair to set up. So this is how we use the longer and shorter term cycles in alignment to fine tune our trade entries and trade exits. So the longer term cycle just showed us that we would expect the major low in January, and we know this since the major top in April 2011. So we had a lot of time to prepare this trade timing here. And when December arrived, we switched to the next lower chart here on the daily chart, and we monitor the daily dominant cycles as the dominant carrier wave just to fine-tune our trades, and the cycle swing gives them the most interesting divergence here at the points of interest here. So this is a low which was timed by the Cycles toolkit, and this is exactly what I showed in the TraderWorld Online Expo. Now we move forward in time to the point where this presentation took place, and this was exactly on the 29th of February, which is the current situation here. And I just told you in the TraderWorld Online Expo that we have again this situation which I've mentioned. We see a nice divergence here setting up on the cycle swing indicator in combination now with this valid cycles top projection here. So, and I told you in the TraderWorld Online Expo presentation that this is a nice situation here on the shorter term cycle here, that we would expect a major top here in the market. So and this was a live presentation and a live call based on the standard cycle tools. You can review this on the DVD, and you see up to now for sure what price did during this period here. So you see that price moved down nicely since this call here, and this all was a live call done in advance just to give you a review and an after presentations demonstration here of the cycles tools that you can review this example I did on the Traders Expo. So thanks for listening, and just to give you an update on my live call of the Traders Expo. Bye.